Hello and welcome to Cognitions, Speaking the Unspeakable with JP
Stacy D and Miss
and
B.
Miss V.
Amen. Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Miss V.
It's glad to be here to see y'all.
It's so happy to have you up in here. We are broadcasting here on KUAW Radio, which stands for Knowledge, Understanding,
And wisdom.
and Wisdom. You can also catch us on FM 100.5, KOJH, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and TuneIn.
And please be sure to like and,
And
share.
Yes.
And follow. We
Coming
want
up.
it all.
Yes, like and share and follow, because we always try to drop, some useful information during the show. So please share the information. Today, coming up on our question of the day,
And what is that?
well, the D wanted us, because this is February, it's the month of love. So we were supposed to be talking about sexual deviancy.
No.
But the D said, we're going to talk about good sex.
Good sex.
Good relationships.
Good relationships.
So last week, Ms. V, I don't know if you saw it, but last week we covered what women want. The D had a really good list of,
You didn't look at us last week.
I was in school. I was in class.
well, the D covered. For anybody who missed it, you can catch that on Facebook or YouTube, what women want. And so today we are going to cover what men want.
Because I want to know.
I do too.
Yeah. I
I ain't listening
actually,
to the rap songs.
we're not going to base this. I didn't gather the research from the rappers. I did try to be thorough in the research, though. I looked for peer-reviewed qualitative studies.
Mine wasn't like that.
The D got down and dirty with hers, but the D got down and dirty. She still won't say where the source of hers is. I know, and I'm not even gonna say it's not. We can't even say where she got that information. But what I found is that I could not find any peer-reviewed, qualitative, or mixed studies on what men want that were less than about 20 years old, which means that the true researchers do not give a crap what men want. This research is not being done, but I do have a list. I managed to, what, Miss V?
Told them to get their pen out.
Oh,
Get your pen out.
oh yeah. When we get to it, I have a list that is from just across the internet. So it is going to include some items
ask some of your
from the
bros?
20-year-old research. My frat brothers.
You know what?
Some
they
of their
said they
answers on the
wanted?
list. Some of
Know
their
what they
answers
said
on
they
the
wanted?
list. In fact,
AKA.
in fact, you know one of my frat brothers real well. And so as I go through the list, you point out which things you know that he would agree with.
Okay.
Okay? Because you know if you gave him what he want or not, D. You know if you did. All right, so that's
I would just drink my water.
that's our question of the day coming up. But before we get to that, let's get to our check-in, because I have a feeling that the D has a very interesting story
I do.
to share with me and Miss V.
Okay, you guys. So I thought I had a real special friend. We're gonna call him Mac D. So it was Mac D. I mean, he's 6'6". He's a silver fox. Got the silver going on. He's
Silver Fox.
That's the bald head with all this silver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we call them silver foxes now. Keep up, JP. Keep up.
Well, I'm still young, as we established last week.
No, almost 60. And and so, I'm out with him. We have great conversations. He's got the deep voice. He's a production manager at a big company, and so we're going out, and most definitely he had chivalry, which is one of my things I like.
You like that?
Opening doors, helping me take off my jacket and everything.
Did he
Having great
did he go to
conversation.
the level of pulling the chair out
Yes,
for
he
you?
did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's old school chivalry right there.
Yeah.
He deserves another date. Continue the story.
Okay. So we're just having a good time. My phone is like going off the chain. And I'm just like, okay. I said, excuse me. I need to take this call. I didn't move off the table, so he could still feel comfortable. Because mind you, we're just acquaintances.
Right.
Mm.
I let him know that you
One of a
you do have competition. I don't want nobody for real. But I was like, it was a business phone call. Then I got another business call. I'm like, excuse me, we haven't even ordered yet.
This is the very first
This is
date.
the beginning of the date. Yeah, the very
Oh
first date.
Lord, the beginning of the first
Of the
date,
first
and
date.
your phone's blowing up.
Like blowing up. It was like really funny because my phone don't really do
Yes,
that.
it do.
Like not after like 7 o'clock.
Go ahead, D.
Okay, so then in his very deep voice, because he loves calling me Fig.
Mm.
He said, Fig. Oh, he went to Washington. He came out the year I did. I'm not
Really?
going to no more class mixers.
Apparently,
Because every time I go to class mixer, I get one of them old classmates like, boy, I did like you back in school, but you was a high girl and a fighter. I didn't want to deal with you. But anyway.
a lot of hot fire.
Yes.
So wait a minute. He's been attracted to you since
High
we
school.
were in high school.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He and he never approached you.
And
Wow.
it was like really weird. It was really weird how he started approaching me because, we went to the our alumni football game way in October.
Okay.
And I had the numbers, because I'm vice president. So I call everybody, hey, we getting these T-shirts, $30. Bam, he got my number. Oh, hey, D, I want a shirt. I'm like, okay, babe. You know me. Okay, what size you want? Give me a 3X. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put you down for a 3X. Maybe I give me a 4X. I was like, dang, you that big? And
And you probably said that.
I did. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to our date. Let's get back to the date. So we at the date, and he was like, you know what, Fig, it's like halfway disrespectful. You here with me, and you keep answering your phone. And I was just like, no, like, I'm self-employed. I don't never stop. I'm like, I can't help it that you a slave.
Oh my God.
So what he does then is that he was like,
She done
what?
called a black man a slave.
So he said, you know what, we're going to try this another time. Okay, massa.
That meant 2 days after never.
So he threw down $50. I said, oh.
Was that enough to cover the bill?
We haven't even ordered. We haven't even did
okay.
anything. We
All
had just
right.
had
Don't throw down
So
50
he
had
and
a
it costs
making sure you still
75
got
to eat.
So he had a drink. He's a drinker. So he had some type of cognac or
Cognac.
something. Cognac. I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
And I had my lemon and water, and he still got me $50. So.
What
I
did
said,
you
"Thank
say
you."
as he stood up? Because you couldn't believe what was happening. As he stood up,
$50. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm starting looking back at the menu.
as he stood up, D, what did you say?
Nothing.
You didn't say, sit your work down at this table. You didn't say that. And he rolled out. Well, this is February, the month of love. And we're going to talk about what men want. Let me tell you one thing a man wants, D. For you to not be on the dadgum phone during the date, the first date. The first date. Why was your phone even on? Do you ever turn the phone ringer all the way down?
Well, it's on vibrate. So it was vibrating. Then he said that, look at Miss V. She got her phone turned down like this, too. He told me that's the old player move. And I'm like, I can't be a player if I want to be.
So
Apparently, Miss V's a player,
Miss
too.
V's a player, too.
I'm laughing. She called a man a slave. She said, I can be a player if I want to be. She said,
Called the man a slave.
oh, Lord. A hard-working brother, okay? And you said,
It's her symptoms. ADHD. Ignore it, Miss B. Because she'll knock all these lights down on top of us. Okay? It'll be microphones all on the damn floor. Like, ignore her. D, you almost knocked down the spotlight.
Oh.
Oh, did I?
Own to yourself.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's the hyperactivity. D, here's a question. Well, Miss V, you address this first. What are your thoughts on the D answering the phone during the first date?
Well, it's kind of like it was the first date, and you didn't answer just once. You answered twice.
They kept on. It was different.
Oh, she answered more than that. If the date would have continued, she would have took at least 5-6 calls.
So I think that it was nice of him to just first of all say, it's kind of disrespectful. Like you said, he said it in
That
his
was nice. That was nice.
He did.
You know, it's a
Right.
little
He
disrespect.
all that.
He get that deep voice.
Right.
You here
And then
with
your
me,
response was,
woman.
Well, player, I'm sorry. I mean, I ain't a slave like you. I mean, I know you didn't say it like that, but that's kind of what you said.
Pretty close.
Right. That was harsh.
That was harsh, D.
That was harsh. That's really harsh.
People want to feel important enough to have your undivided attention during a date. Even a spouse, because I'm married. Let me tell you, I wouldn't have been able to just, oh honey, hold on a minute. Hello? What you doing? Fool, you crazy. In the restaurant.
I have a home health agency. So I have people that needs to be at people's homes.
Right.
They're calling me, telling me the person haven't relieved that person, the person haven't relieved that person.
Why are you handling frontline duties though?
I was just
Hire
thinking that.
somebody.
Right.
Hire somebody. You a boss, then hire people to handle. Why are you taking them kind of calls? So what he was thinking is, okay, she a boss lady, but she's taking the calls over people's shifts getting covered. I can't get her undivided time. I can't get that from her. He didn't understand that. D.
My nurse didn't answer the call, so I'm the second person he's called.
Why is the 2 words? Administrative assistant. That ain't a nurse's job. That ain't a nurse's job.
Yeah.
Don't no nurse.
She got fired.
Don't no nurse go to school to be answering them kind of calls. A full-fledged. What kind of nurse we talking?
I have an RN. I have to have a director.
A full-fledged RN, and you got her
ESR,
taking calls
ESR.
covering shifts.
Yeah, we all got to go in. When I fire somebody, I had to fire her.
D. When you
She
fire
wasn't-
somebody, hire somebody else.
It's hard. Come on now.
I've fired multiple
Where's
assistants.
your assistant?
I have fired multiple
Where
assistants.
is your assistant
That's why I don't
now?
have one. But my wife don't have to worry about me taking no calls in the middle of dinner.
Well, that's your wife. I don't have a husband.
Or she wouldn't have been on the date.
What, she wouldn't have became my wife if I was doing that during the dating phase.
Yes, she would have, because get mad at me if you want to, Nadine. But she said, I'ma get him. What?
No.
I'ma get him.
If we was on that date,
Oh, cute.
we on that date, and I'm like this, I would have never seen her again.
I doubt it.
She'd have rolled up.
She's gonna put the
She'd
time
have threw
in.
$50 on the table.
Nadine was gonna put the time in. Like
You hear
I
me?
tell you.
I said,
Shane did
she'd have
nothing
put
yet.
$50 on the table and rolled.
So here's what I think it's interesting. 2 things that the gentleman put the $50 on the table.
That was nice.
Because he could have just got
actually.
up and left. And I do think that
'Cause
that
y'all
was
in
his
order.
way of saying, he said, it's kind of disrespectful. You said what you said. He didn't be like, well, boop, boop, doop. He's just like, you know what? $50. Okay, great. I'm going to make sure I cover my stuff. And maybe we should try this again. I think he wanted a second date. I think he was hoping.
Oh, he was calling as soon as he got in the car.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think he wanted.
Well, he's a damn fool
Well,
because
Well,
yeah, he is.
How you think he's a doggone fool?
Because if somebody is taking calls during the beginning of the first
Well, we
date,
already
the
know each other.
appetizers hadn't
Not
even shown
like
up.
We haven't even ordered any appetizers. It's not like, oh, I just met you or something. We've been knowing each other.
Y'all know each other like that, or it went
Well,
better.
Well, we do know each other. In a matter
Not
of
like
speaking,
that.
my half brother is his half brother.
Oh,
You always trying to date some damn family member. You married your cousin. Hell, D. It wasn't a real cousin, Miss B. It wasn't them play cousins.
but
I always have to
think,
clarify.
yes, he wanted another date because I think. I think.
Why?
Well,
Why would you think he wants another date?
oh no,
He couldn't get her
I'm
attention
sure
on
he
the
wanted
first.
another date because he left that $50. I'm just telling you.
$50. 'Cause if
That
he
was to be a
hadn't left
gentleman. This is
nothing-
somebody who pulled out her
But-
chair,
but he
opened the
also-
door for her.
But because
He's a gentleman.
why
He
he
could
did
have
all
left.
that?
Listen, he could have left 15 covering his drink.
covered just his drink, so
he made sure.
That's
I
tacky.
well. So you're correct, but
And she called him a slave. She wanted to let him know, you calling me a slave, I'm gonna leave $50 on this table. So clearly I'm not a slave.
so
you just a high price slave.
I think,
But I deserve better than this. Oh, you done called him a house slave.
no, she said high price.
He's a half
Same
price.
Oh
difference.
goodness gracious.
Because those were the most expensive
Oh, goodness.
slaves.
Okay.
D, you wrong.
So I think if that's what you would say, I think he's right, you're wrong. But I still think the man wanted another date because he said we need to try this again because he was already chasing
did.
her. But I think that sometimes what people do is that was kind of his way of like, look, since you can't get off the phone, I'm gonna leave. He was trying to show you.
Yeah,
I
be
ain't
on a
gonna
date
put
with
up
your
with it.
phone. Because
Right.
you don't need me
And
here. You
hoping
got your
that-
phone.
But that's what he said. The second date, we're leaving the phones in the car.
See, so he asked for a second date.
I'm like, really? I said, what you got on my light bill? I don't have a car note. My house note.
He's ignoring a red flag.
He's
Now-
ignoring the red
now,
flag.
that's
He's
true.
ignoring a red flag.
I think
Because
that's true,
anybody
but I knew he
who
wanted another
even
date. I knew.
and here's the
Oh, yeah, he want
thing,
another date.
he don't even know how the game is played. And this is why I say that. If you go on a date with somebody
Dad,
and the
he's not
very
listening.
first date, I hope he is listening.
No, he's not.
The
Unless he's
very
stalking
first
my
date, you
Facebook
can't
page.
get their undivided attention. You can't get their attention. They are on their phone. They on their phone. They on their phone.
But I did.
That's a red
apologize.
flag.
I did say I'm so sorry, but
hold
I
on.
gotta take this call.
One moment. Oh, I thought
He
you meant you
thinks-
apologized after it happened.
He thinks she should have been apologizing after calling him a slave. He thinks that because he's gonna get you to leave the phone in the car, which one, she's not going to do that. He thinks that that's gonna
But
solve
I
the
think he was
problem.
hopeful.
But the red flag is later down the line, the phone is going to be a problem. He is never going to be more important than her phone.
But that doesn't mean he didn't. Want
She got a
second date. That's all
history
I
of
was
this.
saying. Right. That's all I was saying.
She has a
That's what
history of
the
this
second
with the
date.
phone.
But I think he might think he the one to turn her around, make her different.
That's what
Because-
he do think he's the one.
He a
told me-
damn
I'm
fool.
telling
He told me
you,
he's the
I can
one.
tell this. The leaving. The
Has he
50
met you? He's known you since the 80s and he's saying that.
He says he's the one.
He's ignoring red flags.
nowhere.
He- You was a red flag. Ain't nobody supposed to go out on a second date with somebody who does any of that. Those are red flags. And he's known you since the 80s.
Transparency. That's transparency.
He think he gonna break you.
I think maybe he.
He think he gonna break a stallion, a wild stallion.
I'm not a stallion. You know what I am? Mr. Walker, I need you to research this. What's
Mr.
them-
Walker,
them
pull up some
Budweiser-
animal that's absolutely out of
those-
control.
Those
Clydesdale.
Budweiser's horses. What's them Budweiser horses? I'm a Clydesdale.
You ain't no
baby. I
Clydesdale.
ain't no stallion.
Okay.
Tell 'em what a Clydesdale is.
Mm-mm. Because a Clydesdale would not have been answering that phone like that.
Clydesdale did answer the phone.
Okay, you got to be a wild animal to be like, slave.
Okay, let's ask Mr. Okay,
Ooh, Mr. Walker, yeah.
Would you like to weigh in on this?
Ask
please?
him, does he answer the phone like that on the first date with his wife? Did you do
Or
that,
any
Remember,
date
Mr.
they
with
Walker?
your
had
wife.
cell phones back then.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have no cell phones.
If you'd have had cell phone, let's see. Like,
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I could see that as a business person, you got to take a call, but you might have should have went ahead and got up from the table. Excuse
I
me.
didn't want
But
him
she'd
to
have missed
feel
the whole
like-
dinner because she going to get up 5-6 times.
I didn't want him to feel like I was talking to another man.
Well, yeah, you got that too.
So I wanted him to feel comfortable and I don't know, something else.
You didn't want him to feel nothing. You called this man a slave.
After after he said
First
what
thing,
he said.
you called him a slave, D.
But he nicely said what he said.
And I said it nicely too.
He is ignoring very
Oh, that's
red
funny.
flags.
That's pretty
Because
funny.
you have a history
But
of
he-
having
but he-
very
he wouldn't
poor
know
etiquette with the
that.
phone.
He wouldn't know that part.
He's known it since the 80s. Now, wasn't no cell phones back when the D was in school.
Sure was.
Okay, it was cell phones when I
We
was in
didn't even
school.
have pagers.
Wasn't no cell phones when the D was in school.
And JP night. You know you almost 60.
I done told you I ain't almost 60. All right, let's move on to.
But look what he got me. Look what he brought me a gift.
After?
No.
Oh,
to the-
okay.
That was
He brought
before
me
the
a-
date.
Okay, I was
He
like,
brought me a gift to the
Class reunion.
First
oh.
little date. And that's it.
It says S.
It's sad.
A man shows up with gifts on the first date. He's opening doors, he's pulling out chairs, he's doing everything. And when your phone rings, you answering it to cover shifts.
So is there some like self-sabotaging going on here or something?
No. I'm going to handle business. Point blank, period.
Oh, okay.
That don't mean you're not self-sabotaging.
I'm not self-sabotaging.
Well, D,
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not.
there seems to be a
trying
little bit
do
of a
like that.
pattern.
I was just
Where's
like-
your degree out of?
Hold on.
That's why I said no. That's why I had to say.
Listen, Miss D, Miss V's an attorney, so Stacy's like, you didn't study mental health. Hold up,
Well, actually,
she's studying mental health now,
I've been a mental health professional for over 15 years.
Oh, okay.
I do recover.
and you are and your current doctorate is in some form of psychology.
Yeah, it
Educational
is.
psychology, but I've been a recovery therapist and I'm trauma mental health specialist for a long time, and I see self-sabotage. I see different things.
Oh,
but-
we see
but-
self-sabotage.
but I
It looked
also,
just like
though,
the D.
is meaning just see that also you are an entrepreneur though, and I get that. And sometimes as women, sometimes we can balance it all. But sometimes it's like, but look.
But
you
there
know,
has to
I
be
thought
that
it was
balance.
nice
Everybody,
anyway.
male
and
and
I'm
female.
good, you know. So
He was really nice because he was like, pull up
really
to the
nice.
God, what is? I'm losing my words. Where they, the valet? He said, pull up to the valet.
Yeah.
I'm here at the valet waiting on you. And then the valet man came to try to get my car. He's like, no, I got this.
So you liked him.
He deserved you to not be. He did everything.
We going out again.
He ain't got no sense going out with you.
No, but you know what? Here's
Phone,
Wait,
even if it ain't a problem
But
on
you
the
know
second date, that phone is going to be a problem. That's just you, D.
you know what though? But here's
That
I-
man could be having
but
a heart
I
attack.
think-
If her phone rings, she gonna get up and leave and go answer
I
her
don't
phone.
know because I see this spark and everything going on over here, and I think she liked him, and I think
too.
she
I
was just
like
kind of
that
gave.
man.
But she don't
she
like him more
gave-
than she likes her phone.
Well, I think
my business,
I
it's
think
not
we're
the
having a
phone.
conversation about balance right now, and I
Yeah.
think that as we're talking
No,
about
we
it,
talking about self-sabotage. That's what we gonna talk about.
but I think on the second date, I mean, I don't know what will, but
We're actually going out.
tomorrow.
No,
Oh.
no,
I'm just kidding.
Friday night.
Yay. Okay.
D, I have one question, then we're gonna move on. Even one, are you planning to leave your
pick
phone?
me up.
Are you planning to leave your phone in the car on the
No.
second date?
No.
Exactly. Did I not say that?
You
The
did,
phone is going to
but
be a
I have a
problem.
question though. But is there something that we could do different to maybe like not pick it
Okay,
up?
I'm
or something?
gonna have the phone in my purse.
Yeah. So that's good.
She gonna answer that phone.
Steps. You know what? I
We'll be
think,
talking about this next week.
But
She
we
answered
talk
the
about
phone.
that behavioral change.
D, tell the
is
truth
not
next week
super
about
easy.
answering the phone, okay?
Now,
Because
if
you
my
know you're gonna
kids
answer.
or my grandkids call.
Right.
Now that. But
Yes.
I'm not gonna answer a bail bond call or a work call. I'm gonna give him that.
For
Miss
that
V,
one
you need
date.
to see him.
It's
He's
going to be a
6'5".
problem later. Okay, moving on.
6'5".
Miss V. Because she about to talk about him riding the
I think
ride.
it's exciting.
Miss V,
He
do you
can ride
have
the
a
ride.
check-in?
The Kansas City Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. Down to the minute. It was so amazing.
It was very down
That's
to
all
the
I
minute.
know. I didn't.
I know you was on the
didn't
end
know
of your
if
seat.
He was very down
I
to
didn't
the
know if
end.
he was going to
And you
win.
know,
It was
here's
great.
what was interesting is some of the 49ers players said that they did not know the new overtime rules until they
It
were
went up on the thing.
posted
Exactly.
on the thing. They didn't know. The Chiefs did.
Yeah,
Chiefs knew them
because guess
rules.
what? Because they did that
We've been-
before.
Yes.
that was for
great.
what's his name?
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
That has happened before. But
That-
they
Mahomes. got
someone
that
was
in
like
there.
they didn't even know what was they was like we didn't know what
won.
was going
So
on.
what the hell going on? Why are we still going?
Like,
That's
But I think
crazy.
football should have been like that anyway. That's how it is in basketball
yeah, it should be. All
and
right,
baseball.
here's my check-in.
Okay.
Last week, D, this really is not so much a check-in as a mental health and illness in the news, but I'm doing it as a check-in. Last week, we had made a comment about school districts. And I'm just giving a little background for those people who was like, ooh, y'all was kind of harsh about whatever school district y'all was talking about, because
No,
the
we
D was
wasn't.
saying that the school district that we were referencing wouldn't be good enough to educate my dog, which is true.
Which is true.
And-
Dream will not be going. Dream and Hannah will not be going.
They will not be going to that district. Here's a little information on that district, why we said that.
You know, he was on the news.
The 7 worst schools in Kansas. Okay. They put out a list of the 7 worst schools. 4 of them are from that one district. Out of 627 incorporated cities in the state,
627.
671 towns in total, 4 out of 7 of the worst schools in the state come from that district.
Are you going to say the school's names?
Okay. Should I say that we need to say the schools' names or the district? Which one do you want to say? How real are we keeping it? Because this is speaking the
We're
unspeakable.
going to say the doggone schools. We speak the unspeakable.
Because it's documented, so it ain't like
yeah,
you,
yes.
it ain't your
Those
opinion.
are not
It's-
even
it's
our
right there.
views. This
Francis Willard
oh,
Elementary
wow.
School,
That's an elementary school.
Quindaro Elementary.
Quindaro
that I went to.
round the corner from your house.
I went to that
Ex-
school.
hmm
Dwight D. Eisenhower Middle School.
Hold on. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
72nd, yeah.
Rosedale Middle School.
Rosedale, wow.
And hold on,
They didn't have a high school?
Donnelly
Donnelly
College.
College?
Donnelly College made the
What the hell
list.
is Donnelly College?
Low graduation rate,
Hell, and I'm paying to go
and
to
that's
school.
a private Catholic.
And it's expensive.
4 years, it's expensive.
Wow.
They have the lowest rate for graduations
Can you send
at
me
only
that?
12.6%. What in the
Wow.
world?
Can you send me that article when you get a chance, please? That's terrible.
You wasn't planning on sending one of the grandbabies to Donnelly, were you?
Hell no.
Okay. It's odd for a Catholic school to be
That's what I'm
struggling
saying.
in that area.
And not to mention how expensive that school is.
Wow.
Is it really expensive?
Yes.
So is the school struggling financially or just struggling for graduation? Two different things. Because a lot of some
Low
schools,
graduation
they
rate.
take people's money and, you're in there and they're
Mm-hmm.
getting your money. So that means they don't care.
I can't believe they had
What's
the
happening?
elementary schools in there because that's where you get your foundation from. If you can't get your foundation, it's over.
That's right.
Right. Elementary schools.
Yes. And we had, what was it, 2 or 3 of them on there.
The damn professor.
Oh, wait a minute. The
Professor.
professor has a,
Yeah, and the professor gets on the microphone and it's ringing through all our ears. Professor.
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, oh, we heard you.
we can hear you.
So is it that difficult? I mean, is it hard classes? I mean, you talking about graduation rate.
These are
now,
inner city schools.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
When you're talking about graduation rate, if the teachers are, what do you call it, give you real hard work and maybe the kids
At
don't know how to
Donnelly
do the work.
College?
I don't know. I'm just asking. It's a college. But they're prepared to go to that school if they're not graduating.
Well, what do you? I don't understand your question.
Okay.
Be very selfish
Professor.
in these questions.
No, if you're going to a college and it's the courses, I'm talking about the courses you take, if they're difficult,
Extremely rigorous is what he's
rigorous,
asking.
yeah, then that means you're not going to graduate if you don't pass the classes. So I'm saying, are they that rigorous, or is it?
Well, the way when it
'Cause
comes
you
to
said graduation
rigorous,
rate.
the way that is looked at, yeah, a school is supposed to
They
be
have a
challenging,
syllabus.
Right.
but if it is so challenging to the point, and this is across all schools, and Ms. V, you let me know because you're
I'm Googling
studying
right now.
educational psychology, but
Thank
if
you, researcher.
if it is so rigorous that your students, the vast majority of them, are not graduating, something is wrong. It's too rigorous. It's too rigorous. That's a problem in the area of implementation science. You have to take a look at that. You know, like an implementation science is you can develop a program, but how it's actually implemented, sometimes certain things, unexpected things occur, and you're supposed to alter that.
I think
Rigorous is one thing. So rigorous that only 12% of people are graduating is a problem.
I think we need
Yeah,
to look at.
but-
I don't believe it's with the college. I believe that the seniors are not equipped with what they need to be able to go to
that's what I was
college.
gonna
That's
say.
what
To
I'm
the schools
thinking
in
it
the
is.
first place, elementary,
Yeah.
foundation,
Yeah, we
everything
already
else
talking
going
about
on.
the elementary and the middle schools. So hell, when you get in high school, you don't know how to study. I mean, my granddaughter is most definitely in a different school district, but she has homework every day.
But here's something to think about. What no other colleges on that list.
How many more is up here in Wyandotte
And so,
County? But you think of also USD 500 has this new program that they're implementing that they literally are giving you money to go to school. KC Scholars is working with USD 500. So if you're in the inner city, what school you gonna go to? You're gonna go to Donnelly and you're gonna go to KCK, CC. So a lot of them are probably going to Donnelly, but they're not equipped to do what they need to do.
but I don't think the majority of students in that district can afford to go to an expensive private Catholic school.
USD 500 has a program that they're doing. They say by the year 2026, everyone that's a senior that graduates will graduate as being a sophomore in college and have this and have that, and then they're giving them a certain
A lot of
amount
districts are doing that.
Yeah, basically. And then they're giving them money to go to school if they have a certain grade point average. The teachers are just giving grades because they don't want to lose their job.
But are they paying? Because usually those programs are paying for kids to go to community colleges so they can graduate with their associates and their high school diploma. They're not
Those first 2
paying
years.
for an expensive Catholic school. And when you think about all the graduates across the city, what
So
percent
let me do this
the
really quick
percentage
for
that
you.
are going to that particular school is small. Yes, I'm not saying that the high schools are not the problem, that they're not preparing people for college, but I'm saying that when you think about that college, they cannot put all the blame on the high schools. Something else is wrong at that college.
It is. So one of the things that's happening at Donnelly College, like a lot of community colleges, it has pure basic open enrollment. And so with open enrollment, you can kind of
So
go
you don't
anytime.
take a
So you
test to get in
That's right. You
anymore?
don't need ACT. You don't
Wow.
need any of that.
None of that.
Are you serious?
Right. And I didn't know it until just now. And so,
Wow.
it's very high Hispanic, high minority, and they're basically saying they just want people to come in with some, come. So basically, they're just taking
Come on in.
they're taking the
If you can go
dollars,
get this money.
and so
Don't do this
no, you can
grants.
get in just like with a lot of your community colleges. You can get in sometimes with a 1.5, 2.0 GPA, no
Really?
ACT. You don't have to know your math or reading, so you go in and you do those
Remedial.
readiness tests to first where they place you. The norm that whole first year you're doing remedial classes, so it's still
Paying
getting
money,
the money,
but it's not nothing.
right. And then when that happens with students, the data is real clear. Most students that go in taking remedial classes in college, because now they're not with their peers in the classes or any of that, they don't like it. They don't feel
Classes that are below 100 level that do not count for graduation,
Nothing,
towards
but you're
graduation.
Still paying,
Still
but you're
paying.
still paying.
Yes.
Right, and you have to pass those. So depending on the foundational stuff, elementary, middle school, high school, if you go in these remedial classes, sometimes you also can't play sports. So a lot of community colleges, your athletes are going into as well, because you don't have to do the ACTs or any of that. So the graduation rate is gonna be low. Low. I mean, it sounds like very few English speakers. There's a whole bunch of that, just like a lot of our public school systems here, right here. A lot of deep influx of. So there's a whole lot going on there, and they're basically.
It's a problem with schools that to get paid, they're willing to accept students who are not prepared, because it ultimately affects their stats, and that's the problem with that school. Their stats are jacked up. And for schools, like for regular state schools like KU, K-State, etc., they would never be able to get any government funding if their graduation rate was that low. And so even though they need minority students and these types of students and those types of students, they like, we can't let you up in here and you end up not graduating. Because see, then whatever we got in tuition is not going to compensate for what it's going to cost us for being a school with low graduation rates.
They're private colleges.
Right. Okay, let's get to our question of the day. What men want? Okay, so
Hold on, let me get some paper here so I can.
Top of the
make sure
list?
I'm right.
And none of these are not in any particular order.
Hold on.
And of course, what I am
Professor,
going to
now,
do,
Please jump in anytime you want to, but we only got 20 minutes. so
Professor
real
and Mr.
quick.
Walker, let
And
us know
Mr.
if y'all
Walker.
agree or disagree.
But we only got 20 minutes. And how many is on your list?
Oh, we ain't gonna get through this whole list. It's 24. It's about 24 things on the
heck
list.
no. Okay.
Humor.
Chuckle, chuckle. Okay.
Okay. Men want a woman that can make them chuckle.
I thought
Okay.
making a chuckle when I called him a slave. Chuckle, chuckle. Gives me.
He didn't think that was funny. Calling him no damn slave. That was not. That was only funny to you.
And it wasn't funny,
At us.
But the
That was not
challenge,
funny
like,
to
something
Are you
happened.
putting these in any particular order?
No, they're not in any
Oh,
particular
okay.
order. They're not in any particular order. Okay, next, supportiveness.
Well, that's what was on
And
my
I agree
list.
with that. Because here's the thing, because I was not able to find qualitative research studies, I am agreeing or disagreeing based upon what I have seen in male clients over the past 25 years. Humor, yes. Supportiveness. A woman is going to be supportive. Okay. Mr. Walker, you agree? Okay. Professor?
Do you have a woman, Mr. Professor? Let's find this out first.
Professor got several women.
You know
That's
he
why
got
he's
that
being
buff
real quiet
body.
right now, because he's real nervous around Valentine's Day. He don't want to get busted. Okay, understanding.
Yes,
She
that's
is
the one.
understanding and empathetic, being compassionate, supportive, and encouraging towards your partner.
That's a lot. What was on my list?
Now,
Uh-oh.
this will be at the top of my list. Intelligence. Oh, yes. People think that men do not care if a woman is intelligent. That could not be further from the truth. Don't no man want no dumb woman.
Yes, they do. She got a big old belly and pretty smile. That's what they
Round the
say.
way, girl.
Around the way, girl.
This is a negative stereotype.
Don't say nothing. Just look pretty. Don't say nothing.
It is a negative stereotype that men want a dumb woman.
They want to
Okay.
find one now.
So, and this comes from Forbes. Education and intelligence. A woman's education and intelligence are more attractive to men than ever before. Intelligence. Okay. She has similar values. Now, this is so
What's
true.
on my list?
Similar values. This is a good list. And so, like that man that you went out with, He wanted you to have similar values to him, D. Because, see, what he valued was quality time. His love language.
I know, so you start talking about his love language.
You do that with Cubby. His love, his love language was quality time, and he
Yes,
wanted
what
you
was
to.
mine? I
He
said, I don't
wanted you
have
to
one.
share that. He wanted you to share that value.
I don't have a love language.
Next, she is family and friend
Most
oriented.
definitely. Most definitely.
Okay, a man wants a family woman. He want a woman that can raise his kids.
Hell no. Not at this age, almost 60.
The D is done raising people's kids.
Yeah, don't do too much babysitting.
Right.
Okay, she is.
65 I am. You guys, I'm
She is-
retired. Well, I'm semi-retired. The daycare. I'm gonna have a daycare center at the home health agency.
She is family and friend oriented. Of course, not every person is close to their family, and it doesn't make them a bad person at all. But this is a definite trait that men want. Confidence, a confident woman. It is a misnomer. It is a mistake, a bad stereotype upon men that men want a woman who's just passive and weak and submit. No, a man
Did
wants
you
a
just put
confident
passive, weak, and
woman.
submissive in the same sentence?
I did.
You can't do that.
Well, D, you have a fondness for the term submissive, but a lot of women do not. The women who do not have a fondness for the term submissive are applauding me right now. But the D is old school. She believes in being submissive. Now,
So my husband.
20 minutes ago, we were talking about her taking phone calls on a first date with a
I'm
man.
not
That
gonna
wasn't
be
very submissive
to every
at all.
man. Only my husband.
Uh-huh. How you gonna get him to be your husband if you can't even make it through the first
I'll
date
let him
D,
know.
without being at least respectful? See, we have submissive and then we have respectful. Respectful is not submissive
He said I
necessarily.
was disrespectful.
He didn't say you was disrespectful.
He did say I was disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
He said,
He kept
it's
it real
kinda
on something.
disrespectful.
Which leads to the
His
next thing that
deep
he
set.
would
He did say
agree with.
kinda. That's why that's interesting because he's just trying to let you know that ain't cool, honey.
And guess what's next on the list?
What?
Men want respect, D. Respect!
And I did respect him until he called me kind of disrespectful.
You called him a slave. That was disrespectful. You answered calls and you called him a slave. One of the things men want most in a partner is her true personality.
He got
The
it.
person she is when she's laughing with her friends. But he still wants, he wants to be respected because, he's a man. He's like, could you respect me? I'm going to respect you. I want you to respect me. Putting in equal effort. Okay? If he's working hard to bring home some bacon, doggone it, you better be working hard too. It didn't say that. I added that.
I fry the bacon up.
Okay.
If it's turkey bacon, because we're going to stop eating pork.
Okay. Seduce him. Now the D, she on top of
Let
this.
him ride.
Now
the
she ain't got no problem with this one. Let me tell you, she might be taking calls while she's seducing,
Right.
but she will seduce.
ride.
Oh yeah, I thought you might like that one, D. Okay, she is affectionate. Men want affection.
They're just big old babies.
It's a mistake to think that men don't want affection.
They do.
And not just, ooh, we gonna ride
Not
each
sex.
other.
Not sex. Affection.
But
okay,
Intimacy.
this is what you do
just
with it.
a gentle touch. Listen, the research has shown there is a little bit of research on this. There's more research on specific sexual things as opposed to what men want. They haven't looked at that in 20 years, but and what the research has shown is that outside of the bedroom, men want affection. They want a woman who's going to be willing to hold their hand. And this is something that I have seen in therapy that has come up with some of my couples, where the woman, she comes from a family where they were not very affectionate. And the man is like, she don't want to hold me, she don't want to hug me, she don't want to hold my hand when we're walking down the street. Like, she don't want to. She full of don't wanna. And so what I explained to them, it's not a rejection of them. People who did not grow up in affectionate families, they sincerely feel uncomfortable with that. They like, you all up on me. Like, if we naked in the bed, that's one thing, but we not. And you all up on me and we walking down the street, like, and they don't do a lot of that. And it's not just something personal against the men, because I have had kids in tears in therapy saying,
generational curse.
my mother, she does not hug me.
Does not say I love you.
She don't say. I had one kid, he went off and he's like, you ain't never told me you love me. You ain't never told me. And here's what was interesting. I had the kid, the mother, and the grandmother in the session. So that mother looked right at her mama and said,
generational.
we don't do that. And the grandmother, all she could do was look down. Because I was like, ooh, I got the grandma up in here. We got multi-generational things going on. And so I had to work with them on, he's a kid. You have to be affectionate with a kid.
And just because you were able to get through that, but you really didn't get through it, yeah, they're just not doing that.
Well, and what the mother said is, I show my affection. You got everything you want.
Nope.
You got them $200 shoes on. You live in that $300,000 house. I mean, she broke it all down.
No.
You know how black folks are when they got money. They gonna let you know, hold up, you live a comfortable life, little nappy head boy.
Ungrateful.
But he was like, okay, I ain't wanting to give up the shoes or anything, but can I still get a hug? Can I get a hug, mama?
And it's
Some
interesting
woman
because
hold me.
there are a lot
Hold
of
me, mama.
white children that go through that as well. Affluent white children. I worked in juvenile system for a long time,
That's true.
volunteering, and you see white kids. They're acting out because, yeah, they got stuff, but parents
Where's the
don't have time for
love?
'em. They want some time and
Some time.
love
Yeah. It's unfortunate because it does become multi-generational. Okay, and so of course the next thing on the list is affection. Men are physical and love affection and touch. They are drawn to a woman who is able to freely give affection. It is warm and welcoming, just warm and welcoming. And her phone ain't even going off. She just holding you. She looking at her phone if it's the D though. The D will hold a fool and be looking at her damn phone.
and doing a pat.
And then here go the D. Let me call you right back.
That's
Oh my Lord.
funny.
Okay. This is one that's going to be a little bit of a surprise to people. Ambition. This is modern men.
Yeah.
Modern men want an ambitious woman. Modern men are not doing the whole, I need you to be barefoot and pregnant and
We got 10
just
minutes.
cooking and cleaning. Okay. Ambition, her symptoms. She can't control her symptoms. She just talked to somebody who's not on camera right now. Ambition and a desire to succeed. While most men don't want to live in the shadow of their girlfriend or wife,
Right.
this is a problem that the D, because D, you can make a man feel like he's gonna be living in your shadow. They also
He can be
don't-
Mr. He.
They also don't find laziness to be
Like,
attractive. It's about balance.
Mr. Taylor Swift.
Mr. Taylor
Kelsey's
Swift.
okay with that.
He's gonna be
Because
Mr.
he
Taylor
confident, she
Swift.
confident.
That ain't right. We're not gonna do that to Travis. I'm gonna tell you what.
No.
He can be
It's
Mr.
in all the
Stacey
articles.
Head.
What?
It's in the articles and stuff. They say
He ain't referring to himself as no
no,
Mr. Taylor
he
Swift.
Does not, but
We're
the
not even gonna
people
talk
do,
about
and
this.
he's
That's
kinda-
not right.
He just kind of laughs about it because it's like, but he knows who he is. Excuse me, he knows who he is.
I think
She
it's
knows
a
who
whole
he is,
hoax anyway.
and he's excited that they
That's
bringing
not
all the
right.
Swifties and everybody together. He's like, whatever, I got my baby. He don't care.
Okay, but that ain't right. Okay, we call that man Mr. Taylor Swift. That man got a life, a career. He
can
make his own
He can be
damn
called
money.
Mr. Stacy Head.
See, did you hear the part about a man he doesn't want to live in the shadow of his woman? And see, the D, when you get to talking so much about your businesses and you taking calls on the first date, that sends a man a message. Okay, I'm never going to be
the priority.
I'm never going to be a priority with her. I'm never going to be like at the top of her list. I'm
He could
always
be the top of the top five.
he gonna be in the top 5.
Be
Okay,
top 5.
and who is aiming at being? Oh, I just want to find me a woman that I can be number 5 with.
I didn't say he was gonna be number 5. I said he's in the top 5. He could be number 2. Number 1's gonna always be God. And if you marry me, then you'll be number 2. If you don't marry me and you just a boyfriend, well, I don't have boyfriends no more. You just my man, then you're gonna be probably number 5 because you have to come after my children and my grandchildren, and then even my career, and then it's you.
The problem though is even though you tell a man you gonna be number 1 if you marry me.
No, he'd be number 2.
Number 2 if you marry me. But here on the first date, before the appetizers show up, I'm taking 4-5 phone calls. He's not going to believe that. He's not going to believe, because that's what red
He really
flags
has the
are.
opportunity
And
to-
people
Well, I
ignore
tell
red
him that.
flags.
Believe everything that I tell you out my mouth. I don't have no reason.
He don't no man know you like that, D.
Well, he
Do
better
you know
know
how
me like
many
that.
empty promises women have made to men and men have made to women?
This is 2024. You better believe.
When it comes to red flags, you cannot. A person is always going to turn their red flag pink. They always going to try to dilute it. In your case,
that's a
pink
good one.
and green.
Pink and green. Mix of
Pink and
apple
green. But let me tell you, you can't ignore red flags. Any red flags. It's never a good idea, period. And D, as you are dating, we have talked about guys that you've gone out with and you came back and was like, he ain't making the cut.
He didn't make
Because
the
them
cut.
red
The
flags.
red flags, exactly. I don't think my red flag was that red.
That man ain't never gonna feel important and special with you.
Yes. Okay, guys. On the next date, I'm gonna set the date up. I told him I'm gonna set the date up.
Oh,
Okay.
And she smiles. She's happy.
Okay.
She
I
like,
don't know where we going. I don't know what we doing.
Miss
What's
V,
the date
don't fall.
Tuesday?
What you falling for, Miss V? Miss V, what are you falling for?
Mac Daddy.
I can't wait to hear.
That man is in trouble.
No, he's
No,
6'5".
I ain't saying in trouble, but
Okay.
I'm just saying I think she's
That's what I
gonna
like.
make
She gonna put forth some
little-
effort.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
we'll
call
see.
Miss V about the date because I don't have no idea what we're gonna
This
do.
next one is predictable.
I'm gonna go to the. We can go to.
Hold on, don't give all the date, D. We got to get
It's
through this
free.
list. We got 4 minutes. You about to lay out the whole date. He's watching. How you
He's
surprising
not
him?
watching because he better not have been stalking my Facebook.
But he don't know you have a radio.
Don't they always? How many times have we
But
talked
he's
about
different. He's different. I don't think he's gonna do that.
that? He'll watch it later. Week later, 2
Somebody gonna
weeks
show it to
later.
him. Really gonna say, "I man, that's a girl you."
Physical
That's
attractiveness.
what's gonna happen.
That's a given.
Shouldn't that
we
be
don't
up
need-
in the top
we don't need to,
5?
we don't need to spend a lot of time on
That
that.
should be up in the top 5.
Emotional stability. Don't no man want no woman running around like she's borderline personality disorder. Okay? Having all them wild mood swings. Loving him 1 minute and cussing him out the next. Emotional stability and maturity. Both men and women consistently cite emotional stability and maturity as one of the most attractive traits. Everybody should want emotional stability. Femininity. Okay. Men love a woman who is in touch with her feminine side. It makes them feel like a man. And they love the mysterious and wild nature of a feminine
Trying to
woman.
ride the ride.
Wild nature. Wild nature. Consistency. Not on negative things. On positive things. Let clarify that real quick. The D was like, I'm going to consistently
You
answer
answer
my
my phone.
phone for business calls. That ain't what we talking about, D. Consistency. Okay. Men want authenticity. Keep it real. Now,
Oh, I
you good
do.
at that. Now you keep it real. You called him a slave. You meant that. Men want confident and secure partners, of course. Confident and secure. Courageous. This is a little more rare. Okay, this is more of a rare trait. She's ambitious in addition to supporting and encouraging you pursuing your own goals and dreams. She will have her own as well and be courageous in pursuing them. Appreciation. Men want to be appreciated for who they are and what they are good at. Men also want to be appreciated if they do something nice for you, and they want it to be acknowledged, and that is true.
I did tell him thank you for dinner.
Kind-hearted, reliable, and an independent woman. That's the end of the list.
I gotta answer my phone if you want me independent.
Not that independent. D, you can be independent without answering the phone
It's a long list.
during the day.
It sure is only had
That was a long list. All right. Thank you all for joining us. That
the
is,
list.
I got through the whole
Oh,
list.
cool.
Yeah, I
That's
grouped the
good.
last three together so we can get out on time.
Okay, cool.
All right. That is our show for today.
exciting,
Thank
y'all.
you all for joining us. And remember, worry about nothing.
And pray about everything.
Thank you, and God bless.
Bye bye now.